YouTube, it's your boy the Ninth Hokage, Busy Burns. We about to do this Captain Marvel movie review. Spoilers. So if you ain't seen the movie, you don't want no spoilers, you already know what to do. Get up out of here. This might be a little long, it might not be, but yeah, we're gonna just discuss this a little bit. Off rip, I'm not understanding all the hate for this movie. Before I saw it, I kind of felt like this movie had a Batman vs Superman feel. Like the fans were split. A lot of people had a lot of people already didn't want to see the movie going into it, you know, because of the controversy with Brie Larson and all that, which didn't bother me. But I thought this was a pretty good film. Not perfect at all, but a lot of the hate it's getting is not deserved to me, in my opinion, because a lot of the stuff that people said was wrong with it, I just didn't see. But I mean, it's your typical Marvel movie in the beginning. It's just, you know, it opens up with a whole lot of action and not a lot of story. You know, but the action set pieces was dope. Like, yo, that train scene when she on the train trying to fight the Skrull, bro, that jump was fire, bro. Easily one of the best scenes in the movie, you know. So, you know, if you jump into the movie, you know, Supreme Intelligence takes the form of whoever she remembers or has love for. In this instance, it took the form of the Doctor she knew. This is one of the problems I have with the movie, is that the Doctor ended up being Captain Marvel, who's a male in the comics and all that. I don't know why they did that, because I mean, just imagine if we took a female character and turned them into a male. Man, them feminazis would have came crazy at us. Like, they'd be like, I can't believe they did that, da 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 da. So I don't get that, you know. In casting Annette Bening in that role and not really using her, that's like a great actress that you didn't use really in the movie. I don't understand. I also think that we should have at least got a glimpse of the Supreme Intelligence being the big green head or something, you know what I mean? Just once or twice. I don't get it. I mean, you could have easily CGI'd Annette Bening's face and made the big green head, you know? But making her Captain Marvel too, that just threw me off, man. That's one thing I wasn't feeling about the movie. But yeah, she was behind the Project Pegasus, which was basically behind the Energy Core. The Energy Core turned out to be the Tesseract. I guess that was one of the ways they connected this movie to all the history of Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. and Iron Man and all that, you know. Man, to me in this movie, Brie Larson did a great job. I mean, I don't get all the hate of her being too dry and not smiling enough and just don't have the acting chops. I mean, it's explained early in the movie that Yon-Rogg, I think that's how you say his name, played by Jude Law, told her, like, yeah, you can't be so emotional. You can't show your emotions. You have to be strong. You have to have your emotions in check. You know, like telling her you can't be this person with so many emotions and showing people your weaknesses, you know. And not even that, she's a soldier, you know, like Captain America's a soldier. And that's who she reminded me of, is like Captain America, how she delivered her lines and how she spoke and how she carried herself. They're both soldiers, that's how they act. So if you're gonna be mad at Brie Larson for doing this, you're gonna be mad at Chris Evans as Captain America. It's literally the same thing. I didn't get the hate for that. You know, but yeah, to me she did a great job. I liked her banter between characters. I definitely like the chemistry between her and Sam Jackson, you know, like as Nick Fury, because they had some great chemistry. I really felt like the buddy cop, we've just met each other, but I feel like we're best friends already type of situation. Like, it was dead, you know, and I think them two carried the movie easily, and I was never really bored watching them two just have fun on their missions. It was also cool to see a younger Nick Fury. Actually seeing him in the field and doing missions, and you know what I mean, into the action, as they say. That was dope. And even seeing a rookie Coulson, that was dope. You know what I mean? Like, just to see them actually in the field doing work, putting in work, is fire to me. And the CGI of Sam Jackson to look younger, top notch. Top notch, you know. Because usually when we see Nick Fury, you know, he's all standoffish and cold towards people. To see him having a little bit more fun here really brought more life to Nick Fury, even though he was already one of the best characters of the MCU. It was also cool to see Karath, though. I think that's how you say his name, Karath or whatever, because you know last time we saw him, it was some BS with Star-Lord. It was also cool to see Ronan, the Destroyer. You know what I mean? That was dope. That was dope. The cat was okay. It's really a Flugrin, whatever they called it. It's a monster with tentacles coming out of its mouth. It was alright, man. I could have did without it, but it's a real character in the comics, so you know. I think the name of it was Goose. Yeah, I mean, it's alright. You know, I ain't really care too much about it. So we find out that it's been 6 years since Carol can remember like anything. She's ended up on Hala, and she had no memory. They basically trained her to become this soldier in the Kree army. She has flashbacks, but she don't know what's real. She ends up getting caught by the Kree, the Skrulls, and they start trying to peek into her mind. A lot of memories come back. So now she's like, you know, she's thinking they're messing with her memories, but really it's all true. She gets into this little fight with them, which was actually pretty dope. The whole fight with the Skrulls was dope. You know, that fight scene was fire. Just her rocking them. At first she couldn't use her photon blasters because she had like these things in her hand. Her trying to figure that out, how to get them off. That was fire. But yeah, anyway, after the fight, she ends up trying to escape. She falls to Earth. That's when she runs into Sam Jackson and Coulson. But yeah, you know that's when the whole train scene happens, and she's trying to get the Skrull crash down with her and all that. And she finds this device, finds the device, it's not really working the way she wants it to, boom, boom, boom. And now she's just trying to figure out where to go from here. She wants to go to this bar that she has in her memories, right? But before that, we also jumped to Nick Fury, I guess at S.H.I.E.L.D., dissecting the alien, and they're trying to figure out what's going on here. And then I guess the head guy is like, listen man, go find her, go find Carol, you know what I'm saying, and find out what's going on. If she's the only one that can help you do it by yourself. Come to find out, that one dude is a Skrull. Then we jump to Fury meeting her at the bar that she remembers from her memories. They're talking, she's trying to make sure he's real. Same thing with he's trying to make sure that she's real. And then we get into them going to the Air Force base that she remembers from her memories, trying to get some information. They find out about the doctor that she knew and what she was trying to create. And then I think they also find out about her best friend, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the head dude from S.H.I.E.L.D., like I said, who turned out to be a Skrull, ends up coming, and Nick Fury realizes that it's a Skrull because he told Carol earlier that nobody calls him anything but Fury. And this dude calls him Nicholas. He's like, oh, something wrong. So then there's this whole chase scene between them, and she has to save Fury. They end up eventually finally going to meet her best friend, you know what I mean? Which is the, also, while they're in the Air Force base, it's just the first time that Carol gets the pager from Fury, because when he alerted S.H.I.E.L.D. that she was there, he at first told her that he wasn't going to let them know that she was there. They come and the whole thing happens. So she's like, give me the pager, and you can't be trusted with it, obviously. So that's the first time we see her get the pager that we know to be the pager in Infinity War. Okay, so after the Air Force base, they go, they meet up with her best friend, who was Maria Rambeau, played by LaShawn Lynch. Great acting by her. She played the shit out of that role. And I could really feel the friendship chemistry between her and Brie too. Or Carol too. Like instantly, it felt like me and my best friend. Like it could be, there's best friends I have that I haven't seen in months and years. So if I see right now, it'd be like no time's passed. And I actually felt that chemistry between them. That's where we also see that Maria's daughter, Monica Rambeau. And they kind of hinted to, I think eventually in the MCU we're going to get, you know, Monica as the hero she becomes in the comics. And, I think that's dope. They could always use another hero to the MCU. You know what I mean? MCU is so big, it's gonna need more characters since a lot of them about to go away soon. But yeah, so, you know, she starts talking, she starts finding pictures, comes to find out that Carol didn't get along with her family, especially her father. And people had a problem with the feminism in this movie. To me, it wasn't like too much in your face. Like, it was done in subtle ways when they were showing like how the people in the army say she couldn't do it, and her father said, "Why are you, you know, driving the go-karts?" It was done in a way where, you know, that could happen for little girls, you know, with their fathers, especially in the 80s and the 90s, you know. It could happen, and it just wasn't so in your face how everybody says it was, you know. But yeah, so we found out she wasn't really cool with her father. And then I think the scroll pops up, whatever goes there, and tells us like, "Yo, look, man, I'm not really the bad guy. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get the energy core, you know what I mean, get my people up out of here. We need a home, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you to create the bad guys the whole time." She doesn't want to believe it. They end up going to hear these tapes. Come to find out, they created bad guys the whole time, and the scrolls are really just people trying to find a home, you know. And I'm gonna tell you how I feel about that later. But so she comes up with this plan, like, "Look, man, I gotta stop this war like Mar-Vell wanted me to." That's when we get one of the dopest scenes in the movie, where Carol wants to change the color of her costume, and she's asking Monica what color she can go through. Now, a lot of the colors she was going through was colors that she's had in the comic books from other costumes, and it was dope. And she ends up getting the red and blue from Monica, because, you know, Monica's cool. She got the red and blue outfit on, so that's where she gets it from. I also loved about the suit was the mohawk effect when she puts the helmet on. That was dope. The whole suit was dope. So yeah, we found out Yon-Rogg was crooked the whole time. So she comes up with a plan to get them to come down and trick them. You know what I'm saying? And this is where I love the whole 90s nostalgia with the movie, because they had to hire the Tesseract and the lunchbox. Remember 90s metal lunchboxes, and the music was 90s, the outfits, like it was just 90s nostalgia, all the blockbusters. It's fire. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I like that aspect of the movie. But yeah, so they come down, and you know, this little scuffle with Kree at first, but they end up overpowering her and capturing the scrolls, and, you know, Carol and Fury and Monica, or maybe it was just Marie. I think Monica was with her mother. And then now they're trapped on the ship. We come to find out, this is when we find out that the Supreme Intelligence has been controlling Carol this whole time with this device, suppressing her powers. And then we also find out the reason she got her powers. Well, we found out early on Yon-Rogg, but what happened was, when her and Mar-Vell was in that crash, Mar-Vell had to destroy the ship because she wanted to destroy the energy core, which was really Tesseract, but it wasn't really in the ship. It was just, you know, a diversion. When it blew up, the power that was used for the engine, which was part of the Tesseract, went into Carol. She had the Kree DNA to stabilize that power from Yon-Rogg when he injected her in Valhalla, which is kind of confusing, but kind of makes sense. Sort of like the comic books, you know. So whatever. Then whatever, she starts to fight back in her mind against the Supreme Intelligence and gets full control of power as of right now. And this is really the best season movie, you know. And people had a problem with this song coming on, "I'm Just a Girl" from No Doubt, which is a fire song from the 90s. It fit the scene. And this scene was just crazy. The action, the photon blast everywhere, her trashing the Kree, was dope. Dope, you know what I'm saying? And even to the point where she's flying out of space. You know. Well, I'll get to that later. But yeah, so he ends up trashing them, knocking them down. And that's when we first see the cat using his tentacles on the ship too, killing mad people. But yeah, man. You know, I think the cat ends up swallowing the Tesseract, and she tragedy. Before she could deal with Yon-Rogg, though, we see Ronan come back with ships and bombs, and she's just tearing through these ships and these bombs like it's nothing. We also see it's the first time she's learning how to fly, and it's obvious that she doesn't really know how to use her powers yet. You know, a lot of it can just tell you she's not used to using these powers, and she has a long way to go. But yeah, so at the end, you know, Ronan's like, look, man, she's too strong, let's just retreat, man, let's get a body. She goes to deal with Yon-Rogg, and this is where it ties into an earlier scene in the movie. There's an earlier scene with her and Maria, right? Yeah, Maria. And where they were talking about an old memories she had. They were racing in cars, and you know, Carol cheated, and she's like, she don't remember cheating. You know, there's no rules saying she couldn't do it. So when Yon-Rogg is telling her, you know, let's fight fair, let's go, let's see if you can take me. She cheats. She just hits him while he's talking. Bloom. She ain't had no honor in that. It wasn't no set rules in that fight. You know, which is a callback to that. It was cool. So yeah, basically towards the end, she's like, all right, I'm gonna help the Skrulls find a way home. And she told Yon-Rogg, go tell the Supreme Intelligence, I'm coming to end that war. And it ends with her telling the Fury, you know, like, yo, look, we're cool, you keep the Tesseract. I made modifications to the pager, so if you ever need an emergency, here, we're only in emergencies. She's telling Maria and Monica bye. I don't really know why. It's not like she can't come back. But yeah, she's dipping. And we see her fly off to space to go, I guess, in the war. Then we see the Skrulls going, I guess, to find a new home. And first post-credit scene, we see, what was it, Cap, Banner, Widow, and Rhodey trying to get the pager to work again. The signal went out. And as they're trying to get it to work, you know, Carol shows up behind him like, where's Fury? That's first post-credit scene. That's the end-game scene that's going to be in there, and that's getting us ready for endgame. Second post-credit scene, we see the cat choking up a hairball, coughing up a hairball, which ends up being the Tesseract. And now here's a couple of problems I had with the movie that I didn't want to get to in that whole discussion. Whatever, it's the score. Typical Marvel movie. Not really a score, not really a Captain Marvel theme, something that we can get behind when she's on screen. It was just a lot of 90s music, you know. And I seen somebody say that it was only female music in this movie. That's not true, because during the what was it? During the part, it was one of the parts of the movie when they're playing "Come As You Are" by Nirvana, one of the dopest songs in the 90s too. So it's not all female-led music, but Marvel movies needed to start coming up with scores for their characters. I think Guardians kind of ruined it for them, because ever since Guardians, every movie needs this soundtrack full of music that's pop culture. You know what I mean? It's just not something we need. The tone of this movie was a problem. It's like we're supposed to feel like the world's in danger, but the whole time of the movie, I don't feel that, because she's happy and joking around, Fury's joking around. The Skrulls are being funny when they're supposed to be serious, you know. I just never felt like the world's in trouble, because nobody's taking it serious. It's like Marvel needs to start working on their tone too. Like if the movie's supposed to be serious, leave it be serious. Like Infinity War for the most part was serious. Not every movie needs to be, hey, you know, the world's over, but let's joke around all the time in our banter. No, man. Another problem I have with the movie. Where has this cat been at the whole time? Just like, where has Carol been at this whole time? I can see people's problem with saying, well, this movie ruins Marvel, because it's like, where has she been in New York when New York was getting attacked and Ultron was around? Where has she been? Just like, where's the cat been? Because the cat is a beast in this movie too. And it makes sense, but you can always say that in comic books. It's like, where is Superman when Gotham's about to be destroyed? Or even in these movies, where is Captain America when Iron Man or Spider-Man's having trouble in New York against what's his name? The Vulture. You know, it's like you can say the same thing with all these movies. Where is Iron Man and all these other people during Winter Soldier. Why they not helping in that movie? You can say the same about any of these movies, you know, but you can hear it. But still, it's like, where has she been this whole time? How has Thor never known about her? If Ronan known about her in this movie, which is in the 90s, how come he's never told Thanos? How does Thanos not know about her? How did the Guardians not know about her? How does Nebula and Gamora not know about her? Like, how do none of these people not know about her, bro? She's supposed to be like a space cop right now. In space, in wars. She's mad powerful. Nobody can stop her. Nobody heard of her. So I get people's problems with that. It's really a problem for me too. We still don't know exactly what her powers are too. That's another problem. Like, we don't know what her powers are and what they do. But to be fair, she didn't know. She actually regained her full power or earned her full power at the end of this movie. And I guess we'll find out either in Endgame how her powers work, or maybe they'll do a Wonder Woman thing where the next Captain Marvel movie will be in the 2000s, where she's learning how to use her powers while she's going to war with the Kree. One of the biggest problems I have with the movie, but also not really, is how Nick Fury lost his eye. I didn't mind the cat or Flurgan doing it, but I think it should have meant more when it happened. It was kind of like, just, you know, it scratched his eye out, it was glossed over, it was joked about, but not made serious. Because I feel like that was a serious thing for Nick Fury. It's like it should have been taken more serious. And I didn't really need to see it at all. I could have not seen it and still been like, okay, I know Nick Fury lost his eye. People have a problem with the cat doing it, but we all know the quote. He's somebody he trusted, you know, a long time ago. Is the reason he lost his eye. Well, he trusted the cat because he was really close with the cat the whole movie, and he lost his eye. I don't have a problem with that aspect of it, but it just should have been taken more serious. Again, I don't like Captain Marvel becoming a woman. And this is another thing. I know the Kree have good and bad people in their races, like Ronan, obviously, in the comics and all that, but to make the Skrulls the good guy was weak to me, because throughout history of the comics, Skrulls have been the bad guy. Now, to be fair, we don't know. This could have been all lies and tricks, you know what I mean? But this could have been all lies and tricks. And maybe later on we'll find the Skrulls are really still the bad guys. We don't know. I don't know. You know. As far as characters, Ben Mendelsohn, I guess his name is, Mendelsohn. Dope as Talos. Dope as Skrull. The jokes were pretty good in this movie. Like the one joke when she was like, I think Marie was like, yo, don't let me stick something up you know what. And he was, and the Talos or the Skrull was like, am I supposed to know what is? And that had me dying laughing. Or when they at the end of the movie when the Skrulls, which is a weird scene, they're having dinner with Carol and Maria and them and Fury, and you know, he was joking with the wife, because you know Talos has a wife or whatever. And there's a couple funny things in the movie. I don't know. Overall, though, I don't see the problem that people have with the movie there, where it's so bad you should save your money. This was the worst Marvel movie. It doesn't compare to the top Marvel movies. To be honest with you, and people who know me, I judge Marvel harshly because I don't think they're that good. I didn't like Iron Man 2 or 3. I didn't like Thor 2. I definitely didn't like Ragnarok. I know it's people's favorite movie, but I didn't like it. I didn't like Age of Ultron. I didn't like the first Captain America. I didn't like I didn't like Civil War. I know people are gonna be like, well, you didn't like Civil War. I didn't like Civil War. And yeah, so as far as those movies, Doctor Strange was okay. Homecoming, I didn't like. This movie to me is one of the better Marvel movies. It's good. And if I had to give it a rating, it'd be a 7 out of 10, B+. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be, and I just don't get the hate behind it. Again, I feel like now y'all Marvel fans understand us DC fans who love the BVS, and now you see where we were coming from with the trolls and the hate that was just beyond crazy for the movie. But yeah, man, there's some stuff I'm sure I missed, and some stuff I didn't discuss, or telling the plot. You know, I'm not a movie critic. I'm just reviewing the movie how I know. But yeah, man. I mean, to me, it's a good movie. It's definitely worth seeing. You know, let me know what y'all thought of the movie in the comment section. You know, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. It's the Ninth Okage, signing out.